Karen Candia, owner and head coach of CrossFit Ocean Beach. This video is an introduction to one of the basic movements of CrossFit. Please note it is just an introduction to the movement and its primary points of performance. During the course of your on-ramp and continuation into our CrossFit group classes, you'll receive hands-on instruction from your coach on each movement and necessary scaling options for you. This video is your introduction to our squat series. The first movement in our squat series is the air squat. Our primary points of performance is maintaining a lumbar curve, keeping the weight in our heels, making sure that our hips reach full depth, which is below parallel or below the top of the kneecap, and ensuring that our knees track in line with our feet. The second movement in our squat series is called the front squat. The primary points of performance consist of all the elements of the air squat. So maintaining a lumbar curve, keeping the weight in the heels, ensuring proper depth, that the hips go below the top of the kneecap, and making sure that the knees track in line with the feet. To include taking an external load, a bar, making sure it is racked across the shoulders, keeping the elbows high as parallel to the floor as possible. Also ensuring that the bar is stacked over the shoulders, over the ribs, over the hips, and over the heels at the start of the movement, and that the elbows stay high throughout the entire movement. When we rack the bar, we want to make sure that our fingers remain open and that we're actually using our hands to push that bar back against the shelf that we create with our shoulders. I don't want to have my hands closed on the bar because then the elbows will drop, which will cause me to lean forward. So fingers remain open and elbows are as parallel to the floor as possible or as high as possible throughout the entire movement. The third movement in our squat series is called the back squat. Primary points of performance include all the elements of the air squat. There's two ways to rack the bar on the back. One is high across the traps, two is low across the shoulders. We want to make sure that we keep closed fingers on the bar and then we're actively driving the elbows forward throughout the entire movement. The fourth movement in our squat series is called the overhead squat. The primary points of performance for the overhead squat are the same as the air squat, to include that we're now going to keep a bar locked out overhead with active shoulders, locked out elbows, making sure that the bar stays in the frontal plane, stacked over the shoulders, over the ribs, over the hips, and over the heels.